Hello, race fans. Jimmy McNerney coming to you from the third floor studio here at Turfway Park as we kick off the week of racing here in Florence, Kentucky. Now, tonight we do have an 8-race card. Don't forget, coming up Saturday here at the track, our signature day of the year, the Jeff Ruby Stakes Day. We'll have 12 races in all on Saturday. We'll start things off at 1:10, and that Ruby will go as the 11th race. A lot of exciting betting wagering options on that day as well. We'll have 3 pick fours. 2 of those pick fours will be all stake pick fours, and there also will be an all stakes pick 5. Again, we'll have 2 pick 5s. We'll have the early one, and we'll have an all stakes pick 5 here on Saturday, our signature day of the year. There still are some tickets left. If you haven't gotten those yet, please contact 859-371-0200. They are still a few left. So that all stakes pick 5 is on Saturday. Now, speaking of pick 5s, we do have one starting in race 1 tonight, and there is a carryover that was not hit on Saturday. There's a carryover of just shy of $7,900 of free money going into the pool tonight. It's a pretty good sequence. I think you can attack a couple of the races and maybe spread out for just a minimal budget. And you know, kicking things off here in race 1, we do have a heavy favorite at 2-5 in number 7 Pinotage. And I think if you're playing pick 5s, you can probably get away with just using a couple of horses here. If you want to key in on the 7, that's what I'm doing. And you certainly can make a case for the horse coming in from Delaware. It hasn't raced in about a year and a half, but we'll get into that here. Just about 43 minutes to post for race 1, and race 1 starts at pick 5. It's a filly and mare non-2 claimant event, 15 down to 10, and they'll go 6 furlongs. In this race, my top pick is the 2-5 shot right now. Number 7, Pinotage. Angel Serpa back up with the return call for Kellen Gorder. Now, this one was second last start. Now, she draws to the outside. She was down along the inside last time. She's drawn to the outside at this 6 furlong distance. And coming out of a pretty good race, she ran a game effort off the bench there, was off just a couple of months, and, you know, got past. She re-rallied, got back up for second. That horse, Lucy's Town from the Gotsey barn, came back and won her next race in the 15 non-3. So Pinotage looks like the horse. The public thinks so right now, as she is favorite. Now, number 4, Amiability, is a 4-year-old daughter by Shanghai Bobby. She broke her maiden at first asking when racing for the Larry Jones stable. Now has been switched over to owner-trainer Billy Helmbrecht, and this one hasn't raced since August 24th, but that race there at Delaware, if she can repeat anything close to that, she'll be on the ticket here. And should be forwardly placed. Showed speed on debut, coming off of freshening, so she should be up and near the pace as well. For third, I'm going to go for number 5, Morgan's David. Now, this one was second, 2 starts back, came back out of the same race as my top pick, and she never really fired, just kind of ran even. But after you get by the top 2, you know, she figures to be the horse. And I guess you could include Thea B a little bit too, if your budget allows. It's a 3-year-old taking on older horses. She's drawn to the inside. But for me, it's all about the 7, Pinotage. I'm going 7-4-5. My pick 5, I'm going to key in on the 7. Second race, a maiden special weight that starts the pick 4, and it will go a mile. I think there's just 2 horses in here. If you're playing the pick 5 to use, I think the 5 and the 7 are the 2. And my favorite horse out of those 2 is the 7, Freddie K. This one hadn't raced since July of 18 when he made his poly debut here. Back on February 16th, was second, beaten 3 lengths, and was up and on the lead and kind of faltered. It was another one that got past, dropped back to third, re-rallied, and just wasn't going to beat Dirty Deeds Done Cheap. But Freddie K has a tightener, second start off the layoff, and gets P.D. Prentice back up in the tack. Now, number 5, Private Boone, stretched out last time after racing at Mahoney in a non-3 allowance as a maiden, and ran a respectable 5th place finish, and came back and was third, beaten 9 lengths, same race as my top pick. Those are the 2 in there. If you're playing exotics, I think you probably could use a 3, Giuliano, and but it's all about the 5 and 7 for me. I'm going to use only those 2 in the pick 5, and I'm going to start the pick 4 with just those 2 as well. Now, the third race is a filly and mare non-3 claimant event. $5,000 is the claiming tag. They'll go 6 furlongs. There's a scratch in there of Jill's Passion. But I'm going to use 4 horses in the pick 4. You'll see my top 3 on the screen there, 2, 9, and 4. The only other one I'll add is Millville, the 5. But number 2, Lucky Me, Lucky You, chased a big class dropper last start in Dream Fever, and she was second, beat 2.5 lengths, and they kind of changed tactics with her last time. They took the blinkers off, and she was more forwardly placed. Now, she is drawn to the inside as the 2-hole, but I think she's the best horse in the race if the post position doesn't cost her, and she can get out there and get good position. The horse to the inside of her has no speed, so she can ride her own ticket, I think. Now, number 9, Dulce De Leche, is 12-1 on the morning line. And I think since we're going so short in the first couple of legs, we can spread out, and we need to use some horses with some higher odds. Now, this one will be a price on the turn back. You go back to her last 6 furlong race. She was 5th, beating 10 lengths in a pretty good race, and ran just about 1.5 lengths or 2 lengths behind my top pick. And Lascano's starting to heat up here at the meet. Now, another one I like, number 4, Sheltowese Point. Dropped in class from the 15 level to the 5 level, 2 starts back, and was up and after the lead. Now, I don't think she needs to be there. I think she's more suited to coming from off the pace. They put her in an A in 6 months, and she rallied from off the pace and ran her best race in her most recent starts, at least in her last 5. And she was second, just missed to Old Fashioned Angel from the Kale stable. Now, this is the second start off the little bit of freshening, and drops back into the non-3. I think she's very, very live tonight. That's number 4, Sheltowese Point. 2-9-4 for me in race 3. Now, the 4th race is a starter allowance for horses who have started for 5 in only their last 5 starts, and they'll go 6 furlongs. In this race, I'm going to use 4 horses in my pick 5. I'm going to use the 2, 3, 5, and 6. But in this race, it's I think the top 2 horses are probably number 2, Testy Kitten, and number 5, Snow Leopard. I'm using the 2, Testy Kitten on top. I know it's an inside draw, but this one, since being claimed, and in fact prior to being claimed, it was on a 2-race win streak, was claimed out of that non-2 nickel, came back, raised for 75 as per the claiming rules, and he ran a very good race and won by 2. That was a 3-race win streak. They thought enough of that effort to put him in a wide open 18. Now, it was just a 6-horse field, but it was a decent race. Sea Admiral has won a couple of races here at the meet, and this one ran on willingly, was second, beating the length, and looked like a winner coming around the turn. That was at a mile, cuts back to the 6 furlongs where the horse is undefeated here at the track. Number 5, Snow Leopard. Now, I like this horse a lot. I don't know what to make of that 4th place finish up at Charlestown. That was going 4.5. This horse does show speed. I don't think he has to go 5 furlongs. In 6 furlongs, it doesn't bother him as well. He is a 4-time winner. But this one is coming off a short rest and hauled all the way up to Charlestown, and now comes back in just about a week. And but if anything close to those last few races, this horse fits very well. 4-1 on the morning line. Also, number 6, Improviser, has woke up as of late this meeting. 3 wins from 5 starts on the poly. Last start was a runaway winner for the $8,000 level. It was up and after the pace the entire way. Time before ran 7th, but only got to beat 6 or 7 lengths, I think, 6 lengths in fact, to Still Chief. Still Chief came back for the Cipriano Contreras barn, won the next starter allowance. This horse figures he's going to be on the lead. I do think there is a little bit of pace in the race. That's why I like number 2, Testy Kitten on top. But those are my top 3, 2, 5, 6. I'll throw in the 3 as well, Sonny's Rainbow, just because he's a 5-time synthetic winner, made $150,000 for the Billy Gowan barn on the synthetic. Sonny's Rainbow, I'm gonna throw him in for 4th, and those are the 4 I'm gonna use in the pick 5. In the 5th race, it's a non-winners of 3, $7,500 claiming event, and they'll go 6 furlongs. There's a scratch of the 4, Basic Hero. I've got it narrowed down to 2 horses on my ticket, and the top one being number 6, Cut Me Loose. This one was a speed and fade last start here, coming off the bench. Hadn't raced since March of 2017, and when racing in overseas in New Zealand, but came back here at Turfway. Off that long layoff, showed speed and faded, was 7th, beaten 9 lengths. That was for 15, and now we drop in for $7,500. Wesley Ward's the trainer. Leading jockey Machado has the call. It's an obvious pick for me. Now, number 8, Balazar, is 10-1. I think is the main opposition to my top pick. And Balazar is another one making a class drop for Elkins and Urado. Abel Lascano, well mounted tonight, has another live horse here. This one drops from the 15 level where he was 5th, beaten 6 lengths last start, coming out of the same race as my top pick. In fact, he beat the top pick, but 10-1 is a very good play there for me. And after that, I'm going to go for number 3, On John. On John was second as the beaten favorite in the same kind of race, a $5,000 race last time. Steps up for the 75, but, it's 3 for 4 in the money here on the poly. I'm going 6-8-3 in race 5. The 6th race is a 3-year-old open 15 down to 10 claimant event. They'll go 6.5 furlongs. My top pick in here is another one coming off a very short respite. Number 7, Unity, ran February 28th, in fact, where he dropped in for the $30,000 level. That was coming off a 12-day layoff where he was 7th, well beaten as the second choice in the race, but come back and run very well, close from off the pace for the 30. That was only a 6-horse field, but he did it impressively enough and comes back for the 15 here. Now, the only question is the 6.5 furlongs. I think the horse is probably more well-suited to go long, but just on class alone, I think he gets it done here tonight for the second straight time. Now, for the second spot, I'm going to go for 2 for 1. I'm going to go for Silverton Hill entry of Quite a Bit and Turn Again. Quite a Bit, 1 here for 75, closing from off the pace, will break from post 3. Stablemate Turn Again will break from post 7. This was another one that won back in December here with Channing Hill up top, close from off the pace. Those are my second choices in here. And for third, number 5, Veritas, class dropping son of Golden Sense for Sue Anderson, and another one for Lascano. 7-1-5 in race 6 for me. 7th race is another maiden special weight. This one will go 6.5 furlongs. It's for the maidens 3 and up. And this is a very wide open race. I don't know if your budget allows us to, but I think this is one you'll need to spread at least 3 or 4 horses. You can make a case for the 1, 3, 5, 7, I think. But number 3, Quiet the Critics, I think is the best horse in the race and got a horrible ride last start. And, just had an eventful night the whole night. The horse was froze up on the track in the post parade. Once they started to load, the horse was very hesitant to load and kind of rushed up, made a middle move. But I think a little bit extra distance tonight at the 6.5 furlongs will help the horse. Second start, I like second start horses. Lascano, like I said, is very well mounted tonight. He has the call. That's my top pick. Number 1, Alluring American, is a 9-time maiden, but 7 times second and third, made just shy of $17,000. Coming off the layoff, but horse has been working very well. Now, we've seen Mark Thomas win a couple of times at the meet. In fact, he's 3 for 9, 5 for 9 in the money. And a couple of those were with horses that hadn't raced since this summer over across the river. But Alluring American, has 3 works here that are pretty good. Actually, 4. You'll go back to January 17th, fired a bullet for a half, came back, was 5th of 9 that day, 49-4. Breezed a 5-furlong bullet on February 15th, and most recently on March 1st, a half-mile 47-2. That was the second best at 22. Drawn to the inside, but does have a shot in here. And then for third, number 7, Animo, 5-time maiden for the Bergen Barn. And this one made its local debut after a layoff, was racing in SoCal against State Breds, but came here and was third, beating 11 lengths. Last start in straight maiden company. This is another one I think will benefit from that trip over the track off the layoff. 3-1-7 for me in race 7. The 8th race is a filly and mare non-2 $5,000 claimant event to go a mile. I was all about the 6-horse on the morning line, 6-5 Sweet Song on the Nile, but that horse scratched. After that, the race is wide open. I was struggling to find a horse in here. I ended up going for number 3, Carolina Reaper, on the stretch out. Now, she just missed, was second last start, going 6 furlongs, stretches out to the mile, and hasn't shown much, in fact, in the 2 starts that she has raced long. But looking at the form on class alone, I like her. Abel Lascano, once again, has the call, 4-1 on the morning line. For second, number 11, Talk Game. Now, this one was a dominant winner against $7,500 maidens here, 2-back, and then went up to Mahoney Valley, was 4th, beating 5 lengths, and a nickel non-2, and gets Rodney back in the bike. Now for third, number 8, Hello Linda, big long shot. I'm probably going to spread in this race. If my budget allows this, I'm going to play early and hopefully on cash on that pick 5. I got a ticket where I'm only using the 3 and 11, but depending on how the card plays tonight, hopefully maybe I can add some horses. And number 8, Hello Linda, would probably be one I would add. She's a 5-year-old daughter of student council. Was a winner 2-back at Mahoney, but I think this horse, just looking at the race, I don't see a whole lot of speed in the race. other than the horse that's drawn the rail, but I don't think that one has the speed to go this one. So I'm going to throw it in as a price, complete guess for me in the 8th, 3, 11, and 8. Well, that's the way I see it for this Thursday 8-race card here, the Polytrack Fast, 30 minutes to post. We'll be back with the changes as we pause for the cause with the playing of our national anthem.